What's up, guys? Jason here for the love of tractors, and I am with the Minneapolis Moline G900 front wheel assist from spec. Now, I am down with any 164 scale Minneapolis tractors we get. Minneapolis has been severely underrepresented in the 164 scale world forever, and finally we're changing that. So, anyway, let's talk tractors. Okay, so the G900. So this was made in 1969. It is a 7.4 cylinder diesel, or you could have got a 7-liter LP or 7-liter gas motor. I'm pretty sure this is the diesel. And if not, we're just going to make it up and pretend it is for the purposes of this video. I mean, it's obviously not LP. So, anyway, this thing, if you wanted a new one of these in 1969, $8,200. So that seems like a good chunk of change for 1969 money. You know, I don't know. Seems like a lot to me. For comparison, like I think I think like a Dodge Charger would have been about $4,000 back then. Yeah, just so you know. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Cool tractor here. Lots of really good stuff with it, and a couple nitpicky things that I'm going to complain about. So I'm not going to let SpecCast off the hook on this one. They've been making these 164 scale tractors long enough that some of these problems shouldn't be here. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I don't know, now that I'm sitting here making a deal of it, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. So you're just going to have to trust me. Oh, here's a good example. So on a lot of the edges, so like the edge lines where there's sort of a sharp drop off, you can actually sort of see through the Minneapolis paint. And there's a little bit of like gray primer or just gray casting, whatever's under there. And and it's especially noticeable, and like I said, it's not really showing up too well in this video, but it's especially noticeable in like these lines here, and then around sort of the caps. Sorry, there we go. Focus again. So that's frustrating to me because a big toy company like SpecCast should not have paint issues, as far as I'm concerned, but they do. Okay, so this is a $20 to $25 toy, and so I'm trying to think of how to word this without sounding really gripey, because it's only a $20 to $25 toy. But I'll be honest, I don't care if it's a $2 toy, the paint should be good on it, and it's just not on this one, and so that's frustrating. With that said, the rest of this model is really good, really good. You can see your engine detail is excellent. You can see battery boxes there, although those could use a painting for sure. They maybe paint those black and then make your lids red or something. I don't know. There's some detailing that could be done here. The plastic wheels could use a repaint, to be honest with you, so that it matches this paint better. It's maybe not as noticeable on camera, but certainly in person you can tell the difference between the plastic and the die cast. And that's okay. That's just kind of the way it is. But if we're going to tear this apart and customize it, which I guess I'll get to that, I would do that. So that's my thoughts on it anyway. Nice air breather, nice muffler up here. The decal is really nice and crisp. I do really like that. Even this Minneapolis decal over here is really nice. We do have nice detail on the rims, both front and back. You can see ribbing and lugs on there, so I think that's a good deal. And then on the back, we get a sort of standard Minneapolis 2-point hitch, if you will. I was playing with this hitch when I got it out of the box, and I did pop these pieces out just playing with it. Not a big deal. They sort of just pop right back in. I had to get some needle nose to do that, but it worked no problem. So that's just something to be aware of. But again, pretty solid detail back here you can see on our rear end of the tractor. Now, I'm not a fan of this hitch, but it's what we get most of the time, so to me, it looks out of place with how well the rest of this tractor looks. And then they sort of just slap on this big flat tab back here, and that's goofy to me, but it's okay. I sort of expect that. Minneapolis logo here and a fake light here. This light is ripe for customization with a little paint. I would maybe paint the whole housing black and then do like a silver insert there, just so you got a light behind you. Let's take a look at the undercarriage. So not a ton of detail back here, but you do have a little bit of drawbar detail. Over here is some excellent detail on this front wheel assist package, as well as our drive shaft. So really well done here. Now this pivots, and in previous spec cast 1/64 scale tractors, the front ends haven't pivoted so well, and that's not a widespread thing, but I've had it happen on a few of these. So particularly on some of the Fords I've got, and then one of the Olivers I have, the pivot is not so great, but whatever. Coming around to the front, really good shiny grille, really nice Minneapolis logo up there. Nothing too much to complain about there. So these tractors are really well detailed. You can see we've got some dash detail there. I'm trying to get that to you. And then we've also got a whole bunch of hydraulic levers and gear shift levers and all that stuff. So really, really good work there. We've got nice steps here. Maybe if you wanted to customize, you could come in and throw in a grab rail or something like that, but there's not a whole lot to go on there. Maybe you could put a grab handle here. Although that could be tricky to do. You might be best just to do a little grab decal there rather than try to cut into that fender. So anyway, that's kind of that. Probably a pretty short and sweet review, but overall, this is a sweet little tractor, especially for a tractor. You can see my sticker says $25. I think I actually paid 20, but I bought quite a few tractors from the same dealer to get that. So, expect to pay in that $20 to $25 range. And in that range, I mean, these are really nice tractors, I think. Plus, where else are you going to get a G900? And especially for that price. I know there's a couple old castings from a couple of those old school guys from the 1980s, and then they're still around. Some guys are still making those, but they're not this detailed, and you're going to still pay $40 or $50 for those. So for $20 to $25, this thing's amazing. I'm going to try to make that front end steer, and I'm going to try to dual this puppy up. So that's kind of my plans with it, at least in the future. I don't know that I'll get to it this winter, but that's something I want to do to it anyway. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and happy tractor hunting.